Communications technology has shrunk the globe so that people no longer have to be in the same location or even in the same country to work effectively as a team. Collaborative software was born out of this and has revolutionized the way we work, communicating in a whole new way with colleagues we may never have met or indeed those that sit across from us. This is not new, however. In the 1970s, MIT researcher Tom Allen studied working groups of engineers and found that most collaborations happen amongst people who work less than 50 feet apart. The 50-foot rule suggests that the vast majority of communication between colleagues will occur via technology. Technology has advanced exponentially since the 70s, and the 50-foot rule is probably now 5 foot, and Slack is the dominant workplace communication and collaboration tool. Collaboration software allows employees to talk amongst themselves, organize meetings, share documents, and contact directly with external services through the same chat. Did you know Slack is an acronym for Searchable Log of All Communication and Knowledge? Since its founding 10 years ago, Slack has become a Silicon Valley powerhouse valued at $7.1 billion with 9 million daily active users. Collectively, these users spend 65 million hours on Slack per week. There is extensive research on whether phone and email notifications are distracting and productivity decline from task switching. However, collaboration software is made up of all of these and more, and in effect becomes the ecosystem from which an organization operates. Slack is similar in its addictiveness to social media apps like Facebook and WhatsApp. In Slack, a new message could always be waiting, so there's a constant pull to open the app. But unlike social media, Slack doesn't give you that guilty feeling. It doesn't feel like you're not working. You're discussing work-related stuff after all. So is the tool that promises better collaboration and communication for productivity actually detrimental to productivity? As everyone embraces the wonders of collaboration software, we should be careful not to fall what Cal Newport terms the any benefit fallacy in his book Deep Work. Let's explore some more.
So, framing the question. There is already a lot of research done on collaboration software, productivity, and how users interact with the system. We want to bridge the gap between this research by asking, is collaboration software like Slack distracting and impacting productivity in the workplace? So why is this a problem? We live in a world where you can't have collaboration without technology, but this technology may be sabotaging your employees' productivity. Social construction of technology theory shows us that technology is shaped by the user's actions. This can lead to improved efficiency within the workplace, but can also lead to unproductive and wasted hours. Organizations need to understand this in relation to collaboration tools in order to ensure that they are being used effectively and efficiently. This is an important question because it affects many different organizations and companies around the world. We have seen the impact of collaboration tools within organizations, both positive and negative, from connecting employees from all over the world through virtual teams to miscommunications and context switching. Organizations are already realizing the full benefits of collaboration tools, but need to have a more in-depth knowledge of the downfalls in order to best utilize it. This research will help organizations better understand collaboration software and how they can avoid letting their employees slip into a constantly distracted and unproductive state. This in turn can lead to savings for a company and more productive employees. As more and more organizations are using collaboration tools, it raises the question, what do we know about its impact on productivity?
Communication technologies such as email and Slack allows workers in different locations to get answers, solve problems, and collaborate in real time. However, in our always-on culture, communication technology has evolved from being helpful to being a hindrance. In fact, a recent study has found that 84% of email users keep their inbox open in the background at all times, with 70% of emails being open within 6 seconds of receipt. We've become proficient at being responsive, but sacrificed the ability to do our best work. Much of our most important work requires deep focus and time to think. Always-on communication technology demands workers to respond, and in doing so steals the precious resource of focus and leaves your employees frustrated about not accomplishing real work. It is evident that notifications can be a hindrance in the workplace, especially those from collaboration software. More and more organizations are using collaboration tools, and this is why we believe more research must be conducted into the impact they are having on workplace productivity. So why don't people just turn off their notifications? It is proven that productivity increases when a person is offline and cannot be disturbed by notifications, but many people still prefer to have their notifications and active status left on. This is because people have the fear of missing out.
So what actually happens in our brains when we're distracted by things like collaboration software? Our brain processes information in two ways. Willful focus, which occurs when we observe, study or pay attention to something, produces what are called top-down signals, while automatic focus, which occurs when we are snapped to attention by an unexpected event, produces bottom-up signals. Bottom-up signals move through the brain much faster than top-down signals. These signals originate in different parts of the brain. When we are focusing, searching or studying something, the prefrontal cortex controls the brain. However, when a distraction jumps out at us, such as a Slack notification, the parietal cortex jumps into action and it takes time before the prefrontal cortex can resume control of the brain and we can focus again. The subthalamic nucleus is a brain system that is involved in interrupting or stopping movement in our bodies. The STN triggers an abrupt stop in our bodies when an unexpected event occurs, which is why people tend to freeze or jump when they are subjected to a sudden fright. This can include the unexpected sound of a notification. However, studies have found that this system not only interrupts our movements, but it also interrupts our cognition and clears out our train of thought. Why do we check for notifications from collaboration software so often? Doing things like checking notifications and messages releases dopamine in our brains, a feel-good chemical that rewards us for completing tasks. However, this dopamine release is fleeting, meaning our brains can push us to keep checking our notifications more frequently, so we can indulge ourselves in more of this feel-good chemical. Today's apps and software are designed to trigger this exact effect. Collaboration software can sap our attention even when it's not in use. A study by the University of Texas found that students with smartphones that were on silent or even turned off were significantly more distracted while taking a test than the students who did not bring their phones with them. This occurs because smartphones occupy what's called a privileged attentional space in our minds, in the same way that hearing the sound of our own names does. Imagine trying to work productively with people near you who are repeatedly saying your name. But why do our brains behave in these ways? Our brains have a primitive system that's sole focus is to look for what's known as the shiny thing. Originally, thousands of years ago, this system was used to spot movement that could be a dangerous animal, a rustle in the bushes that could mean danger, or anything out of the ordinary that could be a threat to our survival. It is a system of protection that the brain is always using to be constantly aware of its surroundings in order to protect itself. However, in the modern world, that shiny thing is not a dangerous animal or a threat. Instead, this primitive system is triggered by notifications, messages, and the other ways that collaboration software such as Slack can distract us.
Current research does not suggest that there is a detrimental effect on productivity in the workplace. Most importantly, we must ask ourselves the question, why should organizations invest in this research? From the research, we know that productivity and collaboration are the biggest drivers in the workplace. We know that companies value collaboration tools as it leads to better communication, enhanced project management, opens up possibilities of working remotely, improved scheduling and file sharing, and much more. We have also established that phone and email notifications kill focus in the workplace. And by delving into the psychology of distractions and how our brain is affected by these, we have discovered that it is scientifically proven to be a prominent issue in today's modern world of technology. What we don't know is the actual impact of collaboration software on productivity levels. For these reasons, this research could play a crucial role in the impact these tools are having on workers to ensure that they feel empowered to do their best work without distractions. Thank you for watching.